So for my next trick, or better to say for my first deck review, I will use the Titan deck. Now before I get started, I just want to thank everyone who participated in my last video, because I asked you if I should do deck reviews, and everyone who answered this question answered with yes, direct deck reviews. So here we go, here is my first deck review. It's a review on the Titan deck. I'm doing this review because it's a pretty nice deck and I couldn't find any reviews on this deck on YouTube. So there it is, the first deck review on the Titan deck. Now first of all, I just want to talk about the box. And I also have to say that I'm not a big fan of that, because the main things are the cards. However, the box is actually pretty simple. The front is just black and there is a bold in gold. On the sides it says the United States Playing Card Company, as you can see here. On the bottom there are some copyright things, and on the side it says designed by James Hovels and Jose Morales. I think that's the way how you pronounce his name. Now Jose Morales, if you don't know him, he has a DVD with Shin Lim called 21. So if you know this DVD, he's a guy who participated in this DVD. So he's a magician and card artist, like Flourishing and so on. And that's basically the box. Pretty simple but effective. Now let's go into the cards. So, and of course I just forgot to say, on the back there is a design of the cards, but I'm going to show the design to you right now. Now, the design, there are no people or angels like the standard bicycle decks. It's basically a combination of shapes, different shapes and different colors. Now the colors they used here are black, white, silver and different tones of brown, which makes it look pretty good. I'm just going to show the deck design for you for a second here. Okay, now in my opinion it looks pretty good compared to standard decks. It's something different, and if you are a magician, it's pretty good for a magician, because it's not a back design that will confuse the spectator, like there is no, I don't know how to say it, a big thing about it, okay? So it's kind of a standard bicycle deck, just the back design is different. Now the cards you get with this deck is actually a blank card. And you get of course some ad cards, but I don't have them right now. And then you actually have the rest of the pack. Now this deck is actually a standard deck. Okay, it's a standard bicycle deck, as you can see, so there is no customization, so they didn't custom the cord cards or the red cards or anything like that, which is kind of disappointing for me, because it is a special deck, the Titan deck, and I've expected that the face cards are a little bit different, like a different coloring, like it's a dark deck, so it could have different tones of brown in it or anything like that, and maybe the red cards could be darker, but they didn't do it, so it's not a big problem, but I think it could be much more impressive if the face cards were customed. However, the jokers are of course pretty different compared to the standard decks. They are identical, so this is of course awesome for magicians. I'm just going to show them to you, okay, so you can see what they look like. Okay, and the font of the joker here is different. Okay, it looks like the Greek font. Okay, so of course it's possible that I'm wrong, but for me it looks like that. So you have your two identical jokers, which look pretty awesome, and the last customed card is the Ace of Spades. Now the Ace of Spades is basically a horse with wings, which symbolize here the Ace of Spades. And like again, compared to other decks, it's a pretty nice idea to have here a horse which stands here for the Ace of Spades, so it looks pretty awesome. Okay, and these are basically the face of the cards, because I can't tell you that much about them because the rest of the pack is standard. Okay, and that was the reason why I told you that I was a little bit disappointed about that, because I really expected that the other cards are customed too. However, it's still a pretty nice deck, so for performances or for flourishing, it feels pretty well. And now I'm just going to talk about the handling of the deck. Now, there are several things I look at a brand new deck of playing cards. Now, the first thing is if I can spread the deck good, like the hand-to-hand spread. And it works pretty good. Now, of course, if you spread the cards on the table, you can see the back design, but there is nothing special about it. Like, there are some decks, like the Dominion deck, I think, which look pretty good in spreads or fans. But since this is a very standard deck, like the bicycle standard deck, there is nothing special you can see in a fan or anything like that. However, it fans pretty good, as you can see. It dribbles good, it springs pretty good. One more thing that I really try to do is the Ferry Shuffle, and with this deck, once you have used it for several hours or for 1 or 2 days, it's pretty easy to do, as you can see. And the handling is actually pretty awesome in my opinion, like the shuffles, cuts or anything like that. So as I've said at the beginning, this is a pretty awesome deck for magicians and for card artists like Flourishers. It looks pretty good. I think if you're a card collector or magician, I would really recommend you to get this deck. You can get it on testmadzauberartikel.de. The link is in the description box below. And that's basically it. It's a pretty awesome deck, as you can see. Actually a very standard deck, except for the jokers and the ace of spades. Like, if I should give this deck a point from 1 to 10, I would give it a 7.5, because I really expected that there are some special cards, like I really expected that the cards are customed, like the court cards, especially the court cards, because when they are different colored, like in brown or anything like that, it would really look awesome in my opinion, because there are, like, as far as I know, there are no decks with court cards in the color brown or black. Like, I've seen cards, like court cards with metallic ink or anything like that, but brown would be something different in my opinion. However, that's it. So if you like this deck, you can get it on testmadzauberartikel.de. It's a pretty awesome deck. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. That was my first deck review, so if I did any mistakes, sorry, it's my first try here. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.